Welcome to Art with Janine. Painting a tree trunk with palette knife. I have this sort of long, slim palette knife I like to use, and I just apply the paint to the bottom and start on the right side of the palette knife, tilting the palette knife up so that the left side is raised, and gently place it on the canvas and scrape over to the left. This is a dark trunk, either because of shadow from the other trees or because it is a dark wood. I start by just applying some color to the tree, and then I look at where the light is coming from. Now the left side of this trunk is darker, and I gently place the palette knife down, trying to go with the line of the tree carefully, and carefully brush it over, slightly tilting the palette knife so that the right side is raised up. And continue this all the way down. If you place the palette knife down carefully, you won't have too much cleanup to do if the paint is spilling over into your picture. I'm taking a bit of white and lightening up some of this color. And I'm going to go back to the right side and gently pull some of this white, lighter tone across. It just breaks up the darkness on the trunk and gives it a little texture. And now you can see I'm just pressing the palette knife down and lifting, and that is creating a little bit of texture at the top or on the trunk as well. Each tree has its own sort of, texture, so it's like finding that and creating it with the tools you're using. It can be tricky, but you have to experiment a little bit. So I've pulled the paint to see how that looks. Now I'm just dabbing on, I guess, looking at the photograph, coming back to the painting, I'm seeing where it needs to have some little dark patches. When you're working from a photo, you obviously want to try to get it as close to the original as possible, but there's a little bit of leeway because this is an artwork and not a photograph, so you've got some artistic license there. I'm now applying some darker value to the left side of the trunk. This really makes it pop. You can see now where the light is coming from. While applying this new layer of paint, I am very lightly touching the canvas. With each new layer, I have to apply less and less pressure because I don't want to disrupt the texture that I've already created. Now it's time for just a little bit of cleanup with a brush. I've gone outside of the tree trunk a little, so using just a bit of water, I just tickled that little bit that was sticking out and gently used tissue to dab up the residue. This tree trunk is now complete. give or take a few touch-ups here and there with the brush. I hope you've enjoyed this process of using the palette knife to create tree trunk, and I look forward to creating more videos with helpful tips and tricks. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, such as how to paint a birch tree in palette knife, please check out my channel, Art with Janine. And if you would like to subscribe, you will be notified when new videos are posted.